Hello, me again. Today we've got 30 minutes of yoga type stuff. It's going to take the form of a short warm-up, 10-minute flow type thing, and then we're going to do a few poses with a few stretches at the end. No need to warm up, we'll do that as part of the session. Let's get on with it. In my last video I cut off my head because I was doing it in landscape pose a little bit. Today I want to try portrait, which gives me not much width. As you can see, my hand's disappearing already. But I'll try my best because I'm only using a phone. Hopefully we'll get a decent workout of it. It'll last about 30 minutes. Let's go. So, start with our feet together in prayer pose, or with our hands down by our sides. It's up to you. And just take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the nose. And we're going to come down to our knees like so, have our knees about shoulder width apart, sit back onto our heels with a nice upright body position like so, and then all we're going to do is come down into child's pose. We drop our head towards the floor like so, reach our arms out in front, and relax. So our bum is very close to our heels, if not touching it. Hands reached out in front of the shoulders. And this is a position that we'll use today for resting if required. I won't do it on the video after this, maybe at the end. If you're feeling like it's a struggle or too difficult, just come back to child's pose, have a bit of a rest before joining back in with the video. Three more breaths. And then gradually come back up. Nice and steady. Couple of breaths before we move into plank position. So you just get into a plank position like so, exactly the same as a press-up position. And from here we're just going to put our bum into the air, separate our feet slightly, and drive our heels down towards the floor. And this is called downward dog. So I'm trying to get my bum nice and high in the air and driving my heels down towards the ground, weights on my fingertips, gripping the mat, especially on my index finger and thumbs. My neck's nice and relaxed. And I'm just breathing. In this position, I'm just going to pedal my feet. That means I'm going to bend the knee of the right leg, which will put more of a stretch on the left, and then swap to the other side. So just pedaling the feet and down the dog. And then from downward dog, we'll go back to plank. We're going to move into up dog. So for up dog, we're just going to shift our body weight forward slightly, come down to a lowered plank position here, get onto the tops of our feet, press up into up dog position. Now if this is a struggle for you, just put your knees down and go into cobra. So we'll just hang out here for a couple of seconds in up dog. And back to plank. Do a press up if you want to, into downward dog. And breathe. And then back to plank. Just walk your hands into your feet and roll up nice and gradually like a ragdoll, and relax. So from here we're going to go into prayer again, and this time we're going to reach on up for the sky. On an in-breath, reach on up, fingertips, plug them into the sky, get your fingertips as far away from your toes as possible. Then we're going to forward fold with a swan dive, so head up, back straight, and then we're going to collapse down into a forward fold. And breathe. Now you can have your knees slightly bent if you like, a little bend like so, and that means you can get down a little bit further. I like to have mine straight and just dangle. You can have your hands on your thighs or your shins if required. Take a bit of pressure off your hamstrings. I'm just going to hang out here and relax. And I'm going to roll up nice and slowly. One vertebrae at a time, just coming up nice and gradually. Or standing up. Now this time we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to move to the front of your mat, or to the front of your working space. We're going to do the same again. So feet together, hands in prayer, reach on up. Plug your fingertips into the sky. Swan dive forward, head up, back straight, and then collapse down. Into forward fold. And relax and breathe. Now this time I'm going to come up to flat back, like so. Have a little check in the camera there. I'm trying to get my back nice and flat. Hands still dangled down, neck in a neutral position. Before relaxing back down into forward bend. From here, I'm going to put my hands down on the floor in a moment and jump my feet back, or step my feet back. It's up to you. Hands go down, jump feet back into plank. From here, you're going to do your positions of up dog and down dog. So I'm going to go forward and touch, come down, go on the backs of my feet, come up to upward dog, and breathe. And then move smoothly into down dog. From here, we're going to lift your left leg straight up into the air like so, and then swing it through in between your hands. I can't get it quite there without a little bit of help, so I've got to shift it with my hand, and we're going to come up into runner's pose here. So fingertips barely touching the floor, rear heel up at the moment, not too much weight on my thigh with my upper body. From here we're going to drop our rear heel down and turn the toes out towards the side and come up into warrior one. So you don't have to be in as deep a lunge as me, you can be up a little bit like that. I want to try and stay deep. Turn your hips so they're facing where your front toes are facing, and then add your arms straight into the air. And hold, and breathe. From here we're going to drop into warrior two, so that means our hips turn like so, and our arms are parallel with the floor, and then you look towards your front arm and stay in a reasonably deep lunge. If you need to straighten that front leg, just do so, that's up to you. Stay here for a few breaths. And then we're going to drop our rear hand down onto our back leg and go into reverse warrior. So our front arm comes up to the sky, look up at your hand, rear hand drops down your leg. come back to warrior two. We'll straighten the front leg out. You might need to just bring your heel in at the back a little bit, and then we're going to twist our hips so they're facing forwards again, and then reach out with our front arm. Reach, 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 reach. And then it drops down to your shin or the floor, inside or outside of your foot. And then we're going to open up into triangle pose. So you get a good stretch on your front hamstring. Hopefully your arms are in line with each other. Stay over 3 more breaths. And then come back up to warrior two. In warrior two, we're not reaching forward like that, we're trying to keep our torso vertical. Now from here, we're just going to turn our feet so they're facing in the same direction, relax our arms down. Then we're going to do a forward bend. I'm going to turn around for this one, so you don't see my butt. So our feet nice and wide, hands link behind your back, and legs straight. We're just going to do a forward bend like so, and relax down. If that's too much for you, you can put your hands down on your shins or your quads. If you need to, you can put them down on the floor. Just stay in this position for a breath or two. For those people with their hands behind their back, you can then squeeze the palms together with interlocked fingers, and then press your hands with straight arms away from your back. That adds a little something something to the stretch. Relax the head. You stay in that position. I will show you from the other angle if you need to see it, like so. And then hands come down to the floor. Bend your knees slightly if you want as you come back up, and then you drop back in to warrior two. Still on the same side. Swing your hand through to warrior one. And then come back down into runner's pose. Hands go down the floor, foot goes back, and you're back in plank. Back in plank. Couple of breaths here. And then move into up dog or cobra with your knees down. Head up, out the toe, show you don't want to be there. Head up and out. And breathe. And then move slowly into downward dog. This time our right leg is going to float into the air. Try and keep that leg nice and straight before swinging it through. In between the hands, I need a little bit of help there. Coming on up to runner's pose. Right heel drops down, toes turn out a little bit. Come on up, warrior one. Remember to keep your hips facing forwards if you can. Then warrior two. Arms level, nice and deep if you can in the lunge, looking down your front arm. And then rear hand drops down to the rear leg to reverse warrior. Looking up at your hand. Couple more breaths. Back into warrior two. Then just straighten out the front leg, turn that front foot to face in the direction of the other set of toes, hands behind your back, and forward bend. Legs straight. If you need to put a little micro bend in there, do so. This is a good hamstring stretch. Then when you're ready, interlock the fingers, squeeze the palms together, and then bring your hands away from your back as far as they'll go. Straight arms until you feel that good stretch in your hamstrings. Relax your hands down, bend your knees slightly before coming back up and dropping back into warrior two. The wife's here again today. All that shuffling around, going over the background, hello. Making some games for the boy this afternoon. So you might see her in the background a few times. From here, swing through to warrior one. And then come on down to runner's pose and back into plank. I'm just going to hold plank for 3 breaths. One more. Let's move into up dog again. Back to plank, into down dog, left leg up into the air, swing it through to runner's pose, and this time we're going to come into crescent pose. So our rear heel stays where it is this time, we just float on up into crescent pose. It's a bit like warrior one, but our rear heel is up this time. Now from here, we're just going to come down again, back into runner's pose. We're going to drop our knee down, the rear knee down, kick out the toe, like so, and then both hands are going to come down to the floor on the inside of the leg. From here, you're just going to try and get down to your elbows. I can't because I'm not flexible enough. I'm attempting to get down to my elbows, and you should feel a stretch in your front hamstrings up here somewhere, your butt cheek, in your hip flexors of the other leg, and your groin. I'm just going to stay here. I'm trying to, as you can see, I'm trying to work down to my elbows, but can't quite get there. If you can, great. Just move your upper body down low enough so you're feeling the stretch. You might be up here as well. That might be loads for you. But I'm trying to get down here if I can. Then come back up into runner's pose. Come back up. We're going to come back, we'll go back where we just came from, into crescent pose, and then hands go down, foot goes back, and you're back into plank. Into up dog. Remember, keep your head out the turtle shell. Knees go down if you want them to for cobra. Into plank, and then smoothly into down dog. This time I'm going to go right leg, float it up, nice straight position, swing it through, into runner's pose. Come on up, crescent pose. If you can see, if it's still in the camera shot, my rear heel is up. I'm trying to get my rear legs straight while still being in a decent lunge position. Arms nice and straight. And then come back down to runner's pose. And then drop the rear knee down, kick out the toes, and then again, I'm trying to get my upper body down onto my forearms. That's the motion that I'm going for, the feeling to get the stretch that I'm after. Here, groin, back of the front leg, butt cheek, it's all happening. I'm trying to do that by shifting this bit down. Some of you might be on your elbows, some of you might be up here, both are fine. We're here for 2 more breaths. Okay, rear knee comes up, back into runner stretch, come on up, crescent pose. And then hands go down, foot goes back, and do vinyasa into up dog, into down dog. I'm going to do crescent pose again this time, with a little twist. So left leg goes up, swing it through, in between your hands, runner's pose, into crescent pose. Now this time, my hands come down, leaving my legs where they are, and I'm bringing my right elbow to my left knee. The left knee is the one at the front. If you're doing right leg at the moment, do left elbow, but I'm going to go right elbow to left knee here. Trying to keep my rear leg straight. The left hand goes on top like this, and then I'm going to pick a point on the ceiling and stay in crescent twist. This is wobbly. Don't be surprised if I fall over here, that's totally okay. All you've got to do if you fall over, just get back into this position. If you need to, you don't have to look at the ceiling because that's quite difficult. You can just look at the floor, pick a point, wherever that works for you, as long as you're feeling that twist. 2 more breaths. And then back into crescent pose. Come on down. Back to plank. Do vinyasa. Up dog. Into down dog. Right leg floats up this time. Swing it through. Runner's pose. Oh, I'm getting tired. Starting to become a bit shaky. Crescent pose. This time, left elbow to right knee, like so. Twisting, twisting. Don't worry, that's not my shorts ripping, that's sellotape in the background. That was my shorts that time. Twisting, looking to the ceiling. Oh, I'm wobbly on this side. Normally I have a better side. 2 more breaths, all going. Pick that point on the ceiling, pick that point on the floor, wherever it needs to be. And then back, oh, nearly went to crescent pose. And down, runner's pose into plank. Up dog. Down dog. Back to plank. Jump your feet in. Come on up. So flat back. Relax down. Into ragdoll pose, which is also called forward bend, and then roll up nice and slowly. Nice and slowly. Nice and slowly. Okay, next move we're going to do is pose, and we're going to do something called half pigeon. So the position, I'll do it on my right leg leading to start with. And we're in a position roughly like this. Now it's up to you how far back you extend the rear knee. The easy position is with the knee bent to 90 degrees. From there you can just rock over onto your side like so. and almost sit down. It's not really a half pigeon, this is just basically a stretch. But I'll show you the half pigeon in a minute. You rock down, sit on that butt cheek, and then with your upper body square to the floor, you lean forward and you feel a stretch in here. Now if you want to do half pigeon, it's very similar, except you have your leg further that way, your hips square, and you sat more on top here. Now you see I'm not hugely flexible, so I've got a gap here, and I'm also struggling to get my upper body upright like this. That's the starting position, and then you can collapse down as you see fit. You can adjust your foot in this position like so. But what we're trying to achieve is a nice stretch just about here, but the main part of the stretch is in your butt cheek of the right leg if the right leg's forward. So I'm going to just adjust my position slightly and get into a position that suits me. Whoa, that's good, that's too much. I'm going to drop that foot back a bit. Oh, and that's good now. So I'm quite inflexible, especially in this position. Just test and adjust with those variables that I've given you to find what works for you. So I'm feeling a big stretch down hip flexors here and also in my butt cheek here. Hopefully you feel the same too. The adjustments you've got moving this foot that way. You can even roll all the way over onto that butt cheek, so it's just a stretch. And you've also got this adjustment of that knee coming in or dropping back. And then start to work your way out. Oh. Foot comes down, back in just a normal lunge, come back up into runner's pose, foot goes back. And do your vinyasa sequence. Up dog, into down dog. Flick your right leg up and spin it forward. Drop the back knee down and then just make your way into pigeon. On the opposite side. I think I was in the same side twice. On the opposite side. On the opposite side. Like that. So I'm just making little adjustments. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. And then come back up into lunge, up into crescent pose. Come on down, back into plank, up dog, into down dog, float the left leg, swing it through, and this time step the other leg to meet it, like so. Now our hands are down on the floor, knees bent, and what we're going to do is go into chair pose. Feet together, we're going to sit down, keep our knees together as well, and then come on up. Head comes up as best it can, arms are straight as they can. And if I was to look down here, I can just about see my toes. That's how far I'm not like this. My bum's back, arms straight, head up. Hold this. 2 more breaths. And then come back down. It's where we just were. Hands on the floor, knees bent. Couple of breaths, and we'll do this once more. Come on up into chair pose. Five more breaths. again and roll up real slow, real slow, real slow. Now, that's the real hard work done. We're just going to do a couple of stretches on the ground. So if you've got to lie on your back, like so, hands out to the side in a crucifix type position, knees come up and bend to 90 degrees, and then you're just going to drop them both over to the left hand side like so. And that might be enough of a back stretch for some people. If you want to add to it, you can kick that leg out over to the side a bit further like so. Alternatively, you can turn your head in the opposite direction, and also, instead of having your arms straight out, you can have them bent like that, flat down on the ground. I like mine straight to the side, but looking in the opposite direction. Two more breaths. And then back to centre. Knees drop down either side. We're trying not just to roll the whole body over, we're trying to keep the shoulder blades on the mat. Add the leg if you've got enough space. Then look in the opposite direction if you want. Or find a variation that works for you. I'm just feeling a nice stretch, twisting stretch in our lower back and the hip region. 3 more breaths. Then come back to centre, shake off a little bit, and then do this on the side a little bit so you don't get too much of a gratuitous shot. Grab hold of your big toes like so, elbows on the inside of the knees, here. Then you're just going to pull your feet towards you and your knees out to the side, and just rock gently from side to side. You can have your head back if you want. I like mine up. This is called Happy Baby. If you rock too far, you might fall down, that's okay, just come back up. Oh, gone too far the other way. Just a gentle rock in Happy Baby. And relax there. And the last pose. Relax our feet down in front of you. Hands with their palms turned up on the floor like so. Head goes back, extend the neck, chin tucked in a little bit. Close the mouth, part your teeth, and just breathe. And relax. And stay in this position for 3 to 5 minutes. I'll stay in the position for about 3. And whilst you're here, just try and relax every part of your body. I'll suggest starting at the toes, relax the toes and feet, shins and calves, knees, quads, hamstrings, butt cheeks. Work all the way up to your face, mouth, jaw, eyes. Every body part you can think of, and relax. Then wiggle your toes. If you're ready to come out of it, if not, stay where you are. Roll over to your right hand side, push up with your left hand. Couple of deep breaths. Give yourself a pat on the back. See you next time.